Boss chicks, boss chicks, boss chicks, boss chicks, boss chicks, boss chicks.
To all the queens who sacrifice their dream, to all the queens who put their lives aside, this is now your time to shine. This is now your time to shine.
Boss chicks, boss chicks.
Rise up, take your place. Rise up, take your place. Rise up, don't look down. Just rise up. Rise up. Just your girl.
Good evening and welcome back to another episode of Boss Chicks. I am one of your hosts, Sena, and I'm here with my homegirls, Latoya, Lashondra, and Tanisha. Welcome to the show. We are on episode number four. All right. 4. So we want to thank you as always for tuning in to Boss Chicks. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube every Tuesday night at 7:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for all our followers. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting. We really appreciate all the love that you guys have been giving us thus far. One of our hosts, Andrea, is taking the night off as she celebrates her boo thing's birthday. Happy birthday, Jamal! Woo! So we're gonna get right into our recording for the night, and we're gonna be talking about the beauty and the beast of entrepreneurship. All right. Oh, my computer just moved. Okay. The beauty and the beast of entrepreneurship. Wow. This is gonna be good. So, as some of you know, we've talked about it in the past, like the different things that we do as entrepreneurs. I own a daycare. I also am a licensed real estate agent here in Southern California. And the beauty of being a daycare provider is I get to help families all over the city of San Diego. I help military families, single moms, single dads, married couples. I've been doing it for about 11 years. I love it. It is the thing that brings me great joy, being able to train up kids in a way that they should go, teaching them and equipping them and building them up to be pretty much kings and queens, because I feel like kids, as an adult, if you don't have anyone who sewed into you when you were younger, you don't really know that what you're capable of when you become an adult. And a lot of kids that I've encountered as adults, they go through like this part of life where they have like identity crisis. Like no one really told them that you can be whatever you want to be, you can do whatever you want to do, or all that stuff. So part of the reason why I got into daycare is because I wanted kids to be able to know that if you decided later on in life you wanted to be a doctor, or you wanted to be a wrestler or a baseball player or a police officer, you can do it. Like someone believes in you. Just put whatever you want to do in life, pray about it, give it to God, and seek after it. So I got into that business 11 years ago, and it has not been always good. It is the good, the bad, and the in-between stuff. Being an entrepreneur, a lot of times I feel like people think that, one, you're rich because you're in entrepreneurship. So because you ain't working in corporate America and don't have a 9-to-5, you must be rich. Two, they give you they have their own assumptions of, that because you're an entrepreneur, you think you're better than everybody else. Let's see, what are other things that people, they think, assumptions that are made, that you must know it all, or you think you're a know-it-all, because you're an entrepreneur. And or they think they don't value your work because they think it's a hobby. The biggest thing with being a daycare provider is when I have people call me a babysitter. Oh my gosh, that is like the utmost disrespect for a daycare provider. I was at a function a couple of weeks ago, and somebody was like, "Oh, it's just a babysitter," and I was just like, "Wait, what? Babysitter? You know, I don't do not knocking babysitters, but I do way more to be devalued. I've done schooling and everything else to be devalued and be called a babysitter. So babysitters are not teaching your kids, they're just watching them, and I'm doing way more to be called a babysitter. And I feel like society don't value entrepreneurs the way that we should get valued. They don't value small businesses. You hear about different things about corporate America and the big banks. Even like during the pandemic, they had so much of resources, but it was more geared for the big corporations versus the small corporations or the small businesses. And I feel like in the community in general, we're up against so many obstacles, just as a business owner. And it's like, why do we have to fight with clients and people at the same time we're fighting with the rest of the world as a business owner? So a lot of the stuff that I deal with as a provider is just basically the hearsay about, people. There was a post another fellow provider had posted 2 days ago on Facebook, and she said, childcare is not expensive, it's priceless. And the internet went ballistic off of this post because they was like, childcare is expensive, and you guys want us to pay for your mortgage and this and a third. So I was like, wait a minute, pay for my mortgage? When you go to work, don't they pay you to go to work? Like, they're paying you and you use that money to pay your rent or your mortgage or your light bill. So shouldn't I get paid as an entrepreneur to work? But they don't feel like that. They feel like, either your price is too high or you're really not doing nothing. So why do I have to pay? Or what else is some of the things like, or I don't know, it's just like a real respect level. It's like, it seems like daycare providers or entrepreneurs, small businesses don't get respect from like their peers or people around them. So my biggest thing, like I would say the beast of it is just trying to get people to respect and value what you do. Like, don't devalue me. Don't devalue the work that I put in, the schooling that I put in, the time that I put in, the things that I do. Don't devalue that. I put in work. I work over 60 hours a week. Don't devalue what I do and just call me a babysitter. Don't devalue what I do and just be like, oh, okay, well, she ain't got nothing to do. Like, you can leave your kids all day. You can pick them up all, whenever, or she don't have nothing to do on the weekend, so she can babysit. That's some of the stuff that I deal with as a daycare provider. And it's not fun. I mean, I've been in this business 11 years, and that part is never fun when you have to constantly remind people, like, that's not what I do. I'm not that person. This is a legitimate business. I have a business license. I went to school for this. I have certifications for this. I am teaching kids. Kids are graduating from my program, top of their classes. Like, don't devalue who I am just because you don't agree with it or you don't like it. The beauty in it is I do have clients. My clients are not like that. Like, I have the best clients. They drive me crazy sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie. And if y'all watching this, yes, y'all do drive me crazy. But I wouldn't trade any of them for anything in the world. I'm very particular as who I take on as clients because, one, it's in my home. So I have to be very careful about who I let in my home. I have to be very careful who I have kids around other kids because of influence. Kids can influence other kids just like adults can influence, kids. So I have to be very particular about it. Do me and my clients always agree? No, we agree to disagree, but at the same time, they have a level of respect for me and I have a level of respect for them. I always tell them, like, when they come in, like, we're co-parenting together. So, you're the mom or the dad and I'm the provider. We're both sharing custody of this child. Like, when they're here, it's Sena's rules and what goes on in Sena's house, and when they're at your house is your rules, and let's try to work together and come to some sort of mutual understanding on what we're doing as far as training these children up for the best, to be the best that they can be. When you come to the real estate side, I'm brand new in real estate. I've been licensed since um, May, and in California there is a huge market of realtors. Like, ooh, I didn't even know it was that many realtors until I became a real estate agent. I was like, where all these people come from? They always been like that. And one of the things about being in real estate is they always recommend you to get a mentor when you're in real estate. They say the only way to progress is by having a mentor, like someone to teach you, take you under their robes and train you and equip you and give you, information. They're not hand feeding you or anything like that, but they're like pretty much molding you until you're ready to get on your own. And I reached out to several people, like, okay, I'm new to this. I need that guidance and wisdom. And I don't know, maybe they felt like I was going to be the new threat or something, but I didn't get the love. I didn't get the respect or anything. It was just like, oh, well, you should go to like mostly everybody that I reached out to, except for like two people, actually two or three people. And shout out to them. I'm going to shout out Yvette Garza. She was not like that. I'm going to shout out Vanessa. She wasn't like that. And I'm going to shout out Cherie. They was not like that. They were very helpful and giving me good feedback and information on things to look for in a real estate agency when I was shopping for a broker to work under or to hang my license. But most of the other ones were like, well, maybe you should go with this company, or maybe you should go with this company because it's bigger. And I'm thinking to myself, but I heard you're the best, so why would I not want to go with who's good? But when you're in that field, it's like everything is on a commission. So I guess say we're all real estate agents, and there's one client, everybody's shopping to get that one client. So they're looking at it as, no, I can't help you because helping you means I don't get that client, and that hurts my pocket. And I feel like that is a big issue with small business owners, is that every time you feel like you want to help someone, or people want to help you, they're more looking at you as a competition more versus than the help. Like, let's help each other. Like, we can grow together as a community if we help. Who you got for you is who I got is for me. And I feel like that's the beast of it. People look at it as, instead of them looking at it as a help thing and we're helpers one to another, they're looking at it as the competition, and like, oh, I don't want to help you because you my competition. Like, a little help is not going to hurt nobody. It's going to actually help you to keep growing. And then people recognizing that it's not just a hobby. Like, that is the other thing. Like, the things that we do are not hobbies. Yes, we might start it off as something that we like, and then once we learn more about it and we feel like, then we grow and we develop, and it turns from a liking and a hobby to our passion into a business. But I don't feel like people value that with small businesses. I feel like they feel like, that's a hobby, they'll get over it, so we don't got to pay them, we don't got to be on their time, we ain't got to honor their contracts. That's another thing, getting people to respect contracts. Like, it's there for a reason. I put it in writing for a reason. So yeah. So that's my beauty and my beast. How about you, Latoya? I'm gonna sip my tea.
I'll start with the beast of being a personal trainer. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. I am on my feet all day. My first clients are at 7 a.m. and I close up at my last client I take is at 6, so I'm finished by 7, but I'm on my feet all day. I am lifting weights all day. I'm showing different exercises. And so it can be very, very exhausting, because not only am I just training, but I am putting together programs for each of my clients. And these are personalized programs for each of them. I'm not just, winging it when they walk in. I am creating a program for them for that week. So if they're coming 3 days a week, I've already had that created from Monday morning, and they're, and they're on it. But it can be very exhausting being on my feet, lifting, showing different exercises, like a whole workout in itself for myself. Another thing I would say is the client turnover process and training. Personal training is an individual journey, and it's something that you have to want to do. At first, I used to take it personally. If a client left, I used to take it very personally, actually. But I had to realize that it wasn't me. It's a personal journey, and they had to come to a point where it's not easy coming in here day after day or 3 days a week or whatever they sign up for. So it's something that they have to commit to. And so that clientele turnover can be, kind of large at times. Now from the beginning of the year to now, I have basically tripled my clientele, which brings me to my next beast of it. The demand that I put on myself to stay fit, because as a personal trainer, you have to look the part. You can't be a trainer that looks like they need a trainer. No one's paying for that.
Preach that thing.
I know I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't go to a trainer that I feel like they can't help me. So having that demand on myself, trying to get in between clients, trying to either wake up early before my first client or after my client, and just make sure that I get that time in. So there's definitely a demand on me to stay fit. I can't have a bad month. That will affect my business. That's just is what it is. The beauty part of it, I will say, is the relationships that I've made with some beautiful women, and then it's just truly rewarding to be able to transform somebody mentally as well as physically. That mental is first. You cannot walk in here with a different type of mindset. So when you first walk in, I have to recreate that mindset. I have to get you to want to work out, to understand the benefits of working out, to understand why it's going to benefit your life. So that part of it is absolutely beautiful, being able to change lives, being able to build confidence and strength. I had a lady tell me last week that she truly appreciates the space that I created because it's a safe place. She's was able to work through some things mentally that she was going through. And she says now her joy is it's on overload right now. And it's because she's been coming to me and getting that training. It goes way beyond just the workout. It truly does. And I've realized that my calling isn't necessarily just for a trainer, but it is to transform lives. So that's the beauty and the beast of being a personal trainer and nutrition specialist. It can be exhausting, but it is so worth it. It's truly rewarding.
How many hours a week would you say you're working? Most sessions are like 45 minutes, huh?
My sessions are about an hour and 15. Yes, about an hour long, and it just depends. It varies. I have clients starting from 7, lasts at 6, or lasts at 6, and then I have in between. So I have like 3 morning clients, and then I have 3 evening clients. So it varies from day to day. I'm not sure if something must have happened to where she came out.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and start. So to go over my beauty and the beauty and the beast of what I do, I'll start with the beauty of it. I really love making women feel beautiful. So that's the best part about what I do. I love when they first look in the mirror and they go, oh my God, it looks so good. Oh my God, I'm so beautiful. Like, that's the best part for me. The best part is that I get to see a lot of the women that I encounter, I get to see them grow. If you do hair, you do lashes, you do any of those things, you already know, like, you're like their counselor. You know all their business, you know everything about them, you get to hear what they're going through. And so as time goes on, you become a confidant for them. And they tell you a lot of things. And so just to be able to see them grow and be able to love on them and nurture them, I feel like an auntie to a lot of people here in San Diego. Like I'm a lot of their aunties. And so that's the part that I love the most. It's the good part and the bad part about what I do, because you do form personal relationships with all of these different people. And I'm out here with no blood relatives. And so for me, a lot of my clients in turn have become my family. And sometimes that does make it hard, to separate your heart from what you actually do. You know what I'm saying? So I've let some people slide, when they ain't got the money, or when something's going on, or I don't take no days off. I'll work 7 days a week just so I won't disappoint anybody, so I can get everybody in. So that's definitely the beast of it. And it's hard to sometimes find that balance, because like I said, you feel like you're letting them down. You feel like you're disappointing them. And sometimes it's not even about the money. It's about disappointing them because you built the relationship with them where you feel more like their friend or their family than them just being a client. So for me, that's the beast of the business. My other business, the beauty of my candle business, is the fact that I really, really enjoy creating. I like thinking of the creative, fun ideas. I love doing it, but the beast of it is getting the orders out. That's the beast of it, and trying to do, work at the spa and then come home and make candles, or try to make candles to sell at the spa. Like it's exhausting. And then on top of that, being a single parent to 3 kids, it definitely is exhausting. But at the end of the day, when you add everything in, it's very rewarding. So that's mine.
You also teach though. You're a teacher too, because you.
Oh yeah, so my classes. Yeah, so the beauty of my classes is I get to foster and watch other people grow in the business and in the industry. Now, you were talking about earlier how a lot of times, especially in the beauty industry, people don't want to be friends with you if they think that you're better than them, or if they think that you're competition for them and stuff like that. But for me, I've come to realize that the more you give back and the more you help other people, that's even the more your business is going to grow. Even the more what's for you is for you. And that's, people are attracted to me because I am freely giving. If you ask me anything, I'm going to tell you. You want help with it, I'm going to tell you, because I really feel like what's for me is for me, and nobody can stop what's for me. So with that being said, I actually had somebody tell me, like, why are you teaching all these girls how to do lashes? Aren't you scared they going to like take all your clients? And I'm like, no, I'm not afraid they're going to take my clients, because what's for me is for me. There's a million women in San Diego. I can't do every one of their lashes. I don't want to do every one of their lashes and every one of their facials. I want to grow my business. I want to be able to hire other women. I want to be able to create opportunities that somebody helped me create for myself. So with that being said, like I said, this is a fickle industry. Hair, makeup, nails, all of it is a very fickle industry. And you definitely got to hold your own, speak your mind, not be afraid, because there's always people are gonna find you as competition. Recently, I had somebody right here in San Diego, one of the more popular estheticians, like block and delete me for no reason, and it really hurt my feelings. Like my feelings was super hurt, because I'm like, what did I ever do to her? I tried to support her business. I went and spent money in her business, but at the end of the day, you have to realize, like, some people will never like you. Some people will never want to see you progress and succeed. And so you have to want that even the more for yourself. You have to push yourself. What's out there for you, you have to go get it. Nobody's going to give it to you. And sometimes, like I said, this industry is hard. People come in and they talk about everybody that they ever went to. Everybody that they ever been to, every hairdresser, every nail tech, everybody. They talk about everybody, and you just have to be neutral and don't say nothing. Keep your opinions to yourself, and, you know, let them talk their trash, and then you erase it and do your next client. That's how, you know, and you take on other people's energy. That's what I was about to say. That's the other beast of this industry, is taking on people's energy. So you have to protect your energy. You have to protect your peace. So I'm big on that. Like I'm always burning something, got essential oils going, always, because I don't want the negative to affect me. And
That's
so
really
when I'm
good.
talking to my clients, I try not to say nothing negative. Like I try not to put out any negative vibes, sometimes they come in, they got their whole life on their shoulders, and they just blah 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 blah. And at the end of it all, I'm like, but girl, you gonna be all right. Girl, you gonna be okay. And that's how you have to respond. And you have to, you know, let everything, and another thing is the Black community in San Diego is very small. So you have to let that kind of roll off you, you know what I'm saying? And just be cool with everybody, and people will still not like you, but you just got to keep going.
that was really good. Especially the protect your peace. Oh my gosh. Like that is like number one, because I've realized in the service industry that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. I have parents that come in all the time, and before COVID, they would just come and sit down, and I would be like, I need to go cook dinner or, you know, take the kids and thing, but I would just have to sit there and listen. And I think that's what set me apart for a lot of other providers, is because we didn't they're not just my clients. I always tell them, like, we're family. Like you in my house, your kid is with me all day. We're co-parenting, so we must be family. But yeah, I developed a lot of relationships by just being a listener, you know, giving an ear, giving them time. People want that. People need that, you know. I mean, we need time to vent. We need time in space. Me, I don't think I could share everything with just random people, but if that's what they need to cope, you know, I'm all for it. Hey, so with that said, our next host, Tanisha.
Hi.
Tanisha, the beautician. Go ahead and share your Beauty and the Beast.
I'm kind of nervous. Okay. So I was talking to one of my clients the other day about the difference of an entrepreneur and a solopreneur. And an entrepreneur is a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses, taking on greater than normal financial risk to do so. A solopreneur is a person who sets up and runs a business completely on their own. And so I consider myself to be a solopreneur because I feel like my business relies 100% on me, which is why I'm going to start with the beast of it. Because to me, that's a lot. I'm in charge of my scheduling, booking appointments. I have to, sorry, I wrote notes. So give me 1 second.
We always take notes and write notes, girl. This ain't nothing new. I like that. Solopreneur. I never knew about that. That's good.
Yeah, so, you know, entrepreneurs, they tend to eventually expand their businesses, and they get workers like assistants or TAs for daycares and other stuff like that. So they end up having employees or a whole team behind them. And a solopreneur is just them by themselves. Yeah. And so I can't take any long breaks. So, for example, right now, being 8 months pregnant officially today, that's really hard for me because I want to slow down and I want to stop working, and it'd be nice if I had that opportunity. Depending on the job, certain other jobs, you get the option of maternity leave for a certain amount of time. It's like, 3 months, I think. Some jobs pay you during that time. I don't have that option. So I have to work until the wheels fall off because of several different reasons. One, I need the money because no one's going to pay me to stay home. And two, because I have to keep my clients happy. So the thing about doing hair is my clients are not going to wait for me to come back to work to get their hair done. Like they still need their hair done. There's a million other hairstylists in San Diego who are just as good, if not better than me. So they're just going to move on to the next person. And so right now what I'm trying to do is book as many of my clients towards the end of November as possible so that they're good, because I'm only going on maternity leave for the month of December. So that way their hair lasts them for as long as possible until I come back in January. But yeah, if I take too long of a break, I feel like my business would fall apart. If I'm gone for 3 months, I don't know if I have clients to come back to. And I definitely don't want to start all over because I've been doing this for like 6 years now. So it took me a minute to build the clientele that I have. What else? So yeah, I handle everything on my own. The advertising, the booking, the scheduling, cleaning up after myself, everything. Another thing is, being in the beauty industry is attitudes. So I consider myself a boys girl personally. Like my whole life, I get along better with guys. I don't know how I ended up in a business with women, but that's challenging for me, at least. I do feel like over time, though, I have become a bit of a girl's girl because I have became friends with a lot of my clients. And yeah, it does get really hard to separate, you know, friendship and business and everything. I'd say another thing is I have a problem where I feel like clients don't take me seriously as a hairstylist.
Girl, that's everybody. They don't take nobody serious.
So one of the things I've dealt with, I feel like I've dealt with, and I think that this is also coming from running it completely on your own, not having employees. And that's also why people find it hard to take me seriously.
That part.
I feel like people, especially in 2020, like, for example, I've had people try to negotiate my pricing. Like, they'll ask me how much does it cost for a certain service. And then when I tell them, I've literally had a person say, that's a bit much. I'll pay you so-and-so. Yeah, that's not how it works. And my thing is, it's just like, you don't go to McDonald's and be like, yeah, can I just give you $2? I don't have $3. You don't do that.
What movie was that? Friday? He was like, I got 50 cents. What can I?
Yeah, it's like that's not how this works. I tell you how much it costs. You then decide if you're willing to pay that much, and if you are, we can do business. And if not, there are other hairstylists out there who charge less than I do. Another thing that I've had people ask me, if I bring my own shampoo, is it cheaper? No, I'm still doing the same amount of work, whether you bring your own shampoo or not. Doesn't work like that. So I just don't understand that, because again, you're not going to go to Forever 21, get to the clerk, they bring up your clothes, they give you a total, and then you tell them, I'm going to pay you next week. That's another thing. If I did my service, I feel that you should pay me at the end. I think that makes perfect sense. No other business allows you to come back in a week or so. So yeah. Maybe
that's why nail shops be like, pay now while you go wash your hands, because they know folks gonna be like, can I just pay you? Or this nail is chipped, so let me just give you $20. No, your service was $40.
Exactly. So yeah.
Did Tanisha get frozen? Something that she said too that stuck out while we're waiting for her.
It's also beauty schedule. Huh?
Oh no, we didn't hear you. What did you say?
Oh, I was saying, so to move on to the beauty side, I said this as a beast as well. So I guess it's both a pro and a con, but I get to make my own schedule. So I get to decide what days I want to be off. I get to put in my vacation days in advance if I want to. I don't have to wait for them to get approved. I don't have to ask anybody for permission. I'm not on the clock. I can take a lunch break if I want to. Personally, I don't take them, but that's just because I want to get out of the shop as fast as possible, and a lunch break is going to slow down my entire day.
Me too.
Yeah, I know I should take them, but an hour lunch break means I'm going to be there instead of until 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. and I just want to go home. So I just don't. Another thing is I can decide what services that I provide and my own pricing. That's definitely a plus because I don't think that I'm fit to do every single different hairstyle. Not everything is for me. Some things I'm really great at, some things I'm still learning, some things I'm not even interested in. Also, the pricing, I decide how much I'm worth. I'm sticking to it. I've set my boundaries with clients. I don't do discounts for people anymore. And I can also accept and decline clients, which is also a beauty to me because when you're working for someone else and a customer who comes in regularly, say they're rude or whatever the case is, and they give you bad vibes, you have to still see that person every time they come in. It's not up to you. You can't tell them they can't come. But I can decide whose hair I want to do and whose hair I don't want to do. And I think that's a beautiful thing because also comes to protecting your energy. If I feel like me and a client just don't click, then I don't have to see that person again. But I've learned
I usually ignore them.
Yeah, ignore or block. I block too. But I've learned to set certain boundaries that help me to avoid as much conflict as possible. Although you can't completely avoid conflict. That's just life.
Yeah. The beauty and the beast of it. Man, we can go on and on and on about the beauty and the beast about entrepreneurship. Don't get us wrong. Entrepreneurship is a beautiful thing. I feel like, being able to have the flexibility to make your own schedule, and especially as a mom, like for me as a daycare provider, it's a little limited. I'm not going to lie. Unlike you guys can make your schedules. I can't. I literally have to have a set schedule because of everybody else. But I can take vacation when I want, close when I want. But I try to be sensitive to the fact of entrepreneurs and people working in corporate America to base my schedule based off of the need of everybody else. But there was a season when I was getting up at like 3:00 in the morning for work, that I was working 24/7 and like I'll be up to like midnight and have to get up again at 5 or 3. It was a season where I was doing weekends because I was building myself and getting out there. Now, no, I flat out and be like, no, sorry, can't do it. Don't do it. Ain't gonna do it. But at the same time, I'm still sensitive to parents who do have those needs. Like if one of my parents be like, hey, I got to work to 7:00. Okay. I'm not working to 7:00, but you know what? I have a daughter who babysits. She can help you to 7:00. Like I try to find a balance in it, but we as entrepreneurs, being an entrepreneur is a good thing. Like you're building generational wealth through entrepreneurship for your family. You're doing something that you love. You're providing a service to people who need it, who loves it. So there are a lot of beauties in it. It's a lot of work. Like Tanisha, you gave me a whole new other avenue of the solopreneur because I never thought like that. I just base everything under entrepreneurship, but as a solopreneur, it is kind of hard, when you broke down all you do in a day, and that's just for work, not to mention after work, you still got to be a mom, cook dinner, clean up, and take care of your spouse, and now you're pregnant, take care of your own self, and the fact that you guys, all of y'all said y'all can't go to the bathroom or take breaks at lunch, and I'm just sitting here like, wait, what? But I've heard
I don't. I literally don't. That's that's one thing that we got to get better at. Both of us. We both need to do that probably better because sometimes I literally don't go to the bathroom until I go home. And usually I will do 5 clients a day. Like that's my goal, to do 5 clients a day. And I don't take no break because I feel like if I take a break, that's going to have me leaving out even later.
Mm-hmm.
and I worry about my kids. Like I start feeling like, oh, I don't spend enough time. So sometimes I feel like people make you feel guilty, you know. So sometimes I'll feel like, oh, I don't spend enough time with my kids. But then I think about it, I'm like, I work 9 to 6. That is a normal people are gone from 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. Like, so don't feel bad that you're gone from 9 to 6. People think just because you're an entrepreneur, you can work whenever you feel like it. No, in order for me to pay my bills, I need to work from 9 to 6. I will, and when they keep calling me like, what time you getting off? I don't know. I don't know. That's like my pet peeve. Like what time I don't know what time I'm getting off. Like that's like so annoying to me. So I just had to break it down. Like, look, like I work from 9 to 6 and then I'll be off. Like, yeah, I know that seems like a long time to you, but that's normal working hours. Like that's normal.
Hours. Yep. That's good. That is good. Yeah, I breaking it down. So if you sit and you think about all the stuff that you do, everything that you do as a entrepreneur, solopreneur, any of that stuff, our time is priceless. Like, so when people will be like, oh, can you do this? Can you do this? Or can I get the hookup? Can I? Dude, you just listed like 10 things that you do. Yeah, no. And you're doing it like a 8 to or 10 hour day on your feet. I remember when I went to school for hair, and the reason why I never pursued hair is because specifically that reason. My teacher was like, you're on your feet like 10 hours a day. And I was like, that ain't gonna be me. Like, nope, I can't do it. Like,
and pregnant too.
Yeah, still on my feet.
So I commend you. I know that I was sick all pregnancies the whole time, throwing up every morning. So I commend you for being able to do that.
Yeah.
Cheers to you.
Thank you.
But
yeah, my feet are getting fat.
Another thing you had said about, and that was a good point, Tanisha, you brought out, is that you don't know if you take that time off, if your clients is going to come back. When you said that, it made me think of the pandemic. How many groups are you guys in that people were like, my person ain't doing this during the pandemic, so let me go somewhere else? Like, people lost a lot of time.
They're not gonna wait for you.
People didn't care about no pandemic. They was like, I need my hair done. I need to still get in shape. I need my lashes done. I don't nobody care about you. They did not care. Pandemic was not stopping nobody. They was like,
and so therefore I did not stop working.
Justice about your person.
I closed down for about the first month, and after that, I opened back up.
Yeah,
they're not waiting there. They don't care if it's a life emergency. They don't care. Like you said, that's smart on you booking your clients towards the end of the month, because they sure ain't gonna wait on baby Thanos. They gonna be like, Thanos, what that got to do with my hair? Like,
that's gonna be your baby name?
No.
Oh,
that's what my son calls him.
People like, ain't
look, Sena, I'm so southern. That was funny. That's gonna be your baby name.
Yeah. No, Royal calls him Thanos.
Oh.
They gonna be like, who that? Okay, so what time can you get me in between breastfeeding and changing a diaper? Like, they don't
exactly. When I kept saying that I was closed, people would start saying like, but what if you, because I was saying that I was closed because my mom got COVID. So I got scared. I got so afraid of COVID. My mom was on a ventilator for 21 days. I was afraid of COVID. So when they were like, oh, you could just come to my house, or, oh, you don't have to. And I was like, no, I'm not working right now. And so I actually lost a lot of clients during COVID.
Wow.
A lot of people that were getting lashes, they stopped getting lashes at that point. A lot of people just, went to somebody else, or they stopped getting lashes. So literally when I opened up my business in Mission Valley in May or April, I really built from the bottom back up. Like I had to start all the way back over. And so, clients are fickle. Even the ones that I was the closest with left. So you have to put your business first, friends second.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
I had the opposite experience when the gyms closed. people were calling and asking, you know, are you open? Are you taking clients? And for a while I was saying, well, no, I'm not. And then after a while, I was like, you know what? If I safely open back up, I can do this. And that's how my business actually tripled in that time, because I picked up clients that were once going, I thought I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, that were once going to the gym. And when the gyms closed, they were like, I still have to get some type of workout in. So I gained from the COVID.
I closed daycare. I closed from March to, when did I open back up? June, I think. No, July. I opened back up in July. So it actually was like April to July, because I closed like the first week of April. But mostly all my parents was working from home. But during that time, a lot of other providers did close as well, and the calls were coming in left and right. And now with schools being distance learning, we are getting calls like every day. Hey, you got childcare? Hey, you got availability? Hey, you got availability? And it's like, you can only take but so much. So it was like, no, but it was, for us as a provider, it was challenging, because you don't know. One, we didn't get any help from the state as far as guidance on what we should do and what we shouldn't do. So there was no like proper protocol. Like, they would tell you guys, they gave you guys instructions on what you guys could do and what you couldn't do. For us, it was nothing. They gave us nothing. Like, they was just like, you on your own, peace out. So we had no help, no guidance, no nothing as far as everything. And like Lashondra said, for me, knowing people personally, like her mom and a lot of my husband's friends and family back east, they had got affected by COVID. And it was, you know, tragedy. Like, literally their whole city seemed like it was getting affected by COVID. So it was like important to us that it was like, you know what, we're not playing around with this thing. Like, we've seen people personally that we know who was healthy in hospitals, on ventilators, losing their lives. It was like, nope, we're closed.
Left and right.
Yeah, it was just like every day we were getting calls that somebody
was dying. Yeah.
And it was devastating. So it was like, okay, you know, I don't care how much you probably need childcare, and no. And the ultimate decision for me besides that was, I had a parent who went to work and someone at her job tested positive for COVID. The job did not notify the staff. How she found out was because I found out via Facebook from somebody on Facebook that job had it was Walmart. It had an outbreak. You know, Walmart people were considered essential workers. And I called her. I said, hey, don't you work at this Walmart? And she said, yeah. And I was like, did you know that they had a positive outbreak at your store? And she was like, wait, what? The management didn't even tell the employees. And that was my cue. Nope, time to close. Like, I was like, how could you guys put people at risk by not, you know, telling them that someone else, you know, contracted it? So I was like, nah, I'm good. We're not gonna do this no more. So,
and people were literally healthy one day and dead the next day. Yeah, like, literally, it was terrible. My mom, I had never seen my mom sick a day in my life. I had never seen my mom not pretty, not made up, not whatever she, you know how she is. Like, I never seen my mom not look like herself. And when I saw my mom in the hospital on FaceTime on a ventilator, like, my whole everything, I was like, we literally, me and my kids and my boyfriend, we didn't go outside for months, like 2 months, because it was really scary. And then after that, like, slowly I start opening, because I did feel like I was gonna lose clients. So yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you like, okay, we can only do but so much in the industry that we're in, you know, especially when your household depends on you, you know, they need that finances, you need that finances to, you know, continue to live. Like we said, there wasn't a lot of resources for small businesses. They had resources, but they didn't really come through like they claimed they were going to come through. So you have to work. It's like, this COVID put a really eye opener on entrepreneurship as far as what we do. But we're not gonna tarry long. Let's just go around and we'll start with you, Latoya. What advice would you give to the mom who's considering starting her own business? Like, what advice would you give her?
I would say to step out, to do it full force. If you can get with someone that has, whatever you're looking to do, have done it before and can mentor you through it, it's beneficial. I would say do that, but go for it. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let fear hold you down. Do not allow fear to, to stop your dreams. So I would definitely say to just jump in, all the way in. Just jump, take that leap and do it.
That's good. Like Nike said, just do it. What about you, Lashondra?
I heard her say something about fear. Everything that I've been watching lately has been talking about fear. Fear can lead to failure. And I really, 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 really believe that. There's been several times in my life where I was afraid to step out and do things, but somehow I found the courage within myself to just push myself. When I quit my job to do this full time, I was very afraid because my whole household depended on that income. So to push yourself and push past your limit and keep pushing past, even when you get comfortable, that's the time to really push even more. Never get comfortable, never settle, never change your prices. Everybody got to pay. Mama, daddy, everybody got to pay. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business. And if we look at ourselves like we are a business, then people will consider us like we are a business.
That is good, girl. That's some good advice.
Value yourself.
That's Estella, girl. Estella told me to say that.
Tanisha, what advice would you give?
I would say to believe in yourself and to have patience. I used to have a second job while also doing hair, and I quit my second job at the beginning of 2020, and I was scared because I wasn't sure if I was going to make enough money just doing hair to pay my bills, but I believed in myself. I did it, and I don't need a second job. Also, patience. I know it takes time to build clientele. It takes time to build your business, and you can't just give up because I have slow months and I have crazy months where I make so much money compared to the last. So it's just a patience thing. I mean, like I said, I've been doing it for 6 years now. So I've had the time to build my clientele, but 6 years ago, I started when I was pregnant with Royal. So I know to a fact, I barely worked back then. I barely had clients. I probably saw one client a week or every other week. So patience.
My thing would be, that's good. Patience is a key. Like we're our biggest critics. Like we will beat ourselves down if we're not where we feel we should be. But my thing would be, do your research. Research what you want to do. Like, and don't allow other people's negativity or lack of support to stop you from doing what you need to do. And a lot of times we get fear will cripple us, but then we'll share our visions and our goals and our dreams with somebody else, and they might not be as excited, and it'll kind of put a seed of doubt in us, like, oh, maybe you shouldn't do it, or maybe I shouldn't do it, or can I do this full force? Like, step out on faith, step out and just do it. Like, my husband said this basketball, I want to say it was LeBron James or Kobe, one of them said, shoot your shot. You never know if it's going to go in or not if you don't try. At least you can say, you know what, I gave it my all, but how would you know if you don't ever try? Do your research, get as much information, and then start. And you don't need $1 million to start a business. I started this daycare off of $200. And now I'm making almost 6 figures. So you do not need don't feel like you need to have a whole amount of money in a bank in order to start a business. Start with what you have. Look at what the tools that you have, the resources that you have, and just get started. If you would like doing here, get you a couple of your cousins or girlfriends who don't got the money and be like, hey, you know, I'll give you a discount this time because you're building. You know, you like working out, or you know, you feel like fitness is your thing, and you got like a couple of weights in your house. Get one of your homegirls. Hey, can you help me? Can I train you until, you know, you're into skincare and lashes and stuff? Ask one of your friends. You'll be surprised how many friends or family members will say yes. You know, just because they want that deal, or you know, they don't have the money to do something. Try it. You never know, you know, if it's going to work if you don't step out there. So we pretty much just want to encourage you guys that there's beauty in it and there's beast in everything. No matter what you do in life, you're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs, you're gonna have ins, you're gonna have out, but don't give up. Don't let the bad stop you. Don't let the bad stuff cause you to shut down and say, I'm just not gonna do this anymore. Take the good in the bad. There's no bad without a lesson learned. Like I tell everybody, there's no failure without being a lesson learned. You learn in the things that you feel like you failed at. If you didn't learn nothing, then you need to keep going, because everything is a learning ball. Everything is a learning curve. So with that said, we want to thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Boss Chicks. We want to thank Tanisha for coming in and holding down the fort for Andrea. Go ahead, Tanisha, and tell us where we can find you on social media.
Well, my social media is going to be changing at the end of the year, but for now, you can follow me on Instagram at mocha.muñeca, which is MOCHA.MUNECAA.
All right, Lashondra, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at peachyartistry_spa. Yeah, so that's where I am.
How about you, Latoya?
On Facebook, it is Divine Total Body Fitness. On Instagram, it is train_with_Toya, or check out my website at www.divinetotalbodyfitness.com.
And you can follow me. It's too many to name, but it's listed right here below. So go ahead and follow me at any one of those Instagram pages. And of course, don't forget about Andrea. You can follow her at my.everythingbeautiful.ag on Instagram. So we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you tune in next week as we talk some more about business. Next week, we're going to be talking about clients versus family versus friends, discounts. We're gonna address the whole discount thing in entrepreneurship, because as you heard today, we got bills too, people. We can't be giving everybody homie hookups. We got bills too, you know, and time costs money. Tanisha says she's doing like 50 jobs as a solopreneur. That ain't right. So
Right.
Thank you again. Make sure you like, subscribe, share at Boss Chicks SD podcast on Instagram, at Boss Chicks SD on Facebook, and on YouTube as Boss Chicks. And we outro. Good night.
Night.
Boss Chicks, Boss Chicks, Boss Chicks, Boss Chicks, Boss Chicks, Boss Chicks.
To all the queens who sacrifice the dream, to all the queens who put their lives aside, this is now your time to shine. This is now your time to shine.
Boss Chicks, Boss Chicks.
I